Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, and happy Galentine's Day. And I hope everybody had a great day. I am downstairs in my underground lair. If you noticed, I put up some new lights because the Christmas lights, burned out. So I put up some new lights. I also, you can't see it that well, but I have a little garland, little what is it? Like heart garland. Even though I can't stand Valentine's Day, I put up some hearts garland. And this is my new chair. Listen, I'm not going to stand up and show you guys, but this is my new chair. It's purple. So there we go. I'm downstairs, just took a shower, and I thought that I would go over I thought I would talk a little bit about last night's episode of The Bachelor. Listen, the drama, there was so much drama last night, it's going to carry over into a second night tonight. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the drama on Bachelor last night. So, you know, at the beginning of every episode now, they do like a preview. They give like some kind of drama-filled moment, a preview of what's going to happen. And this preview was Sydney and Mariana. Sydney and Maria sitting on a boat, not talking. A lot of tension there. We know what's going to happen with that. Okay, so the ladies are talking about, some of the ladies are talking about the whole Maria versus Sydney drama. Kelsey, I think it's Kelsey T, she was saying that she feels like Maria's intentions are good. She feels like Sydney might be blowing things out of proportion, but everybody agrees, listen, let's put this drama behind us and let's move forward. Because last week, a lot of time was spent on the drama, and a lot of women did not get a chance to talk to Joey. So they're deciding, listen, we're going to put it in the past and we're going to move forward. We're going to be positive. So Jesse comes in and he says, well, listen, you guys are not going to get a chance to talk to Joey because he's not here anymore. And what does that mean? Listen, everybody that's watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette knows that means that the international trips are coming up. It's kind of early, I feel like, for the international trips, but Joey is no longer here. That's because he is in Malta, and you ladies are going to be joining him in Malta. So the ladies jet across the ocean. They get to Malta, and they find out that there is a date card waiting for them. Who's going to get is this going to be a group date? Is it going to be a one-on-one? It's a one-on-one, and it is going to Lexi. I was okay with that. I was happy with that. Apparently, Jess and Kelsey T were not so happy about it. They were a little disappointed. So for the one-on-one, basically, Lexi meets Joey. They go walking around Malta, just exploring, and Joey wants to find out if their chemistry is natural, if he feels comfortable with them. With her, they're walking around. He feels very comfortable and very at ease with her, and he says that he could picture a future with her. So they go into this beautiful church, and a priest comes by and they're talking to him. It's very heartfelt, and I loved seeing that. One of the things I love whenever they go to the international dates. I love seeing all the different cultures and all the different architectures. I'm a big fan of architecture, so I love seeing that. But this discussion with the priest brings up like the topic of children. And she says that she says off camera that there's something that she has to tell Joey about her health. And she's very nervous about it. I'm going to skip forward so we can just discuss what Lexi has to say. So they go to dinner, they're talking, and she says, listen, I have to tell you something. and it's about my health. So she says she lived in San Francisco. She moved to New York City, and she fell very ill. She went in, she had surgery, and she was told that she has stage 5 endometriosis. And what had happened was it had spread from her reproductive organs up into her lungs. And that was all taken care of. But her doctor said that there is a chance that she may not be able to have children of her own. And that right there, to hear that is devastating enough. But then the guy that she was with at the time broke up with her because he wanted kids of his own, and he broke up with her, and she was devastated. So I could completely understand why she was nervous about telling Joey this, because one guy already left for that. What's this guy going to do? Well, this guy is, oh my goodness. This guy's completely different from every man. You can honestly tell every week that Joey is genuinely a good guy, because he said to her, you know, that's I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry that you were treated like that he left you, but that's not going to scare me away. I'm not going to run away because of that. He reached over and he wiped the tears off of her face, and he said it makes her stronger. And I'm not going to run for that. That's not going to make me run from you at all. That doesn't scare me. And there's other ways besides just childbirth that somebody can have a family. There's adoption. And then this hair. And then he had given her the rose. And I was like, oh, listen, I know I have said this before. Maybe I didn't say this before. There's going to be a lot of crying this season, because I just think he's such a kind heart. I just think he is such a genuinely good guy. I don't feel like he's putting on this act just, to appear like a nice guy on TV. I think he is. And so she got the rose. I was so happy for that. Okay, so back at the house, Sydney is kind of disappointed that Joey had decided to keep Maria. And she's thinking, well, what kind of lies did she make up to keep her here? How did she get something over on him that kept her here? And she says that she's breaking out, she can't sleep, and she's going to tell Joey what Maria is doing in the house, and which at this point I don't really think it's anything at all. I think, which is making me wonder, is Sydney there really for the right reason? Because to me now it just seems like you're not doing this for like other people in the house. You're just doing it because you want to get her out, because maybe you're a little insecure. That's what it seems like to me, because Maria, I'm not a fan of Maria's. However, I don't see her doing anything at all. I mean, they don't show everything that happens in the house 24/7, but what they do show, it doesn't seem like she's doing much of anything, and Medina is fine with her. So I don't know. It's a mystery to me. So the next date card comes. It is a group date. And for this one, we have Jen, Daisy, Edwina, Caitlin, Allison, Rachel, Autumn, Kelsey T, Kelsey A, Jess, Medina, Leah, and that's it. And that's the group date. And this is True Love is Worth Fighting For. So we're like, I'm thinking, well, what in the heck could this be? So this right here, puts everybody into thinking, wait a minute, who is left? Oh, it is Sydney, it is Maria. It is obviously clear what is going to be happening. It is going to be a 2-on-1 date. And if you haven't watched, a 2-on-1 date means one stays, one lady goes home. Who is it going to be? That's obviously very clear what it's going to be. Maria and Sydney on a 2-on-1. Maria is like, great, this is not something I want to be doing. However, I'm going to just make the best of it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to be there for Joey, and we're going to make the best of it. Sydney, on the other hand, she's crying. She's wondering, I don't know how I can do this. She's crying about, I can't do this, and I'm going to focus on, I can't do this. I can't spend the time with her. She's like the devil. Listen, instead of focusing on that, how about if you focus on why you're really there? You're focused on, apparently you're there to find love. So focus on that. Just focus on going in, finding that connection, and showing that you deserve to stay. That's what I'm saying. So the group date. This was weird. I'm just going to say it right now. So the one thing I did like, we'll get to it. So Joey shows up at this castle, and Joey says, hey, listen, I am a big Game of Thrones fan. As it turns out, that where they were filming right there was actually where some of the show was filmed. So that was pretty cool. Listen, the part that I liked, a shirtless Joey. Don't listen. I wouldn't pass that up. So the ladies, they meet Joey, and they meet Joey and some jousters, and they're like, hey, listen, go and get changed. So they come out in their knight's gear, and they have some tasks to do. The first one that they have to do is they have to stare into Joey's eyes and show him your soul. Well, some of them stared, some of them kissed him. That was smart, because that's what I would do. The next task was grab the sash from the waist of your opponent. That was dumb. But listen, nothing could top the final obstacle and the final contest. Listen, for those of you who watched, you know what I'm going to say. Swinging sausage. Swinging sausages. So there was sausage that was attached to, like, I don't want to say a carousel, but yeah, let's say like a carousel. It was a sausage and cheese, sausage and cheddar wedges were attached. They would go round and round, and you had to catch a sausage in your mouth, That's what she said. You had to catch a sausage in your mouth. And Joey was saying it did not smell that appetizing. Like, these were not raw sausages. They were hot, juicy cooked. They were hot, juicy sausages that were cooked, flying through the air, hitting these women in search of love in the face with a sausage. And the locals were like, this is a game that has gone on for centuries. Knights in the Dark Ages would play this. We would whip this up, and people would be smacked in the face with sausages. You had to catch it in your mouth. It was nauseating quite a few people. And Joey was like, listen, I'm not going to make somebody else do this, and I'm not going to do it, so I'll do it. Everybody was cheating except for, who was it? Autumn. Autumn was like, I'm determined to do this. And Autumn caught a sausage in her mouth. And for that, she should have won. And for that, she did win. She won. So she won a little extra time with Joey. I'm going to tell you what. If I was Autumn, I would have expected the group rose. I would have expected the group date rose. Listen, I let sausages hit me in the face. I took a sausage in my mouth. That doesn't sound good. But she did. Give it to Autumn. They should just give it to Autumn. So the after party. Jess, there's quite a few people, namely Jess and who else? Kelsey T, that feel like maybe they're falling behind in establishing like a connection with Joey. So the women that talk to him, Daisy talks to him. They talk about children's names. I like that she came up with the names for a girl, Coco and Ocean. And he was like, okay. He came up with Emily, which I love. I love the name, and I have a great friend whose name is Emily, who is a great person as well. Kelsey A, he told her, he's like, today I couldn't help but focus on you. So there's some sparks there. Rachel, she came out with her glasses on, and he put his glasses on, and I was really thinking they were going to be dorky. They were not. He was like, I'm blind. But see, that's just what he does. He puts people at ease, and I love that about him. Kelsey T. So she was nervous just about their connection, and they kiss, and he said that he gets giddy. He gets giddy when he sees her. And Jess, she says she can feel herself falling for him. And do they kiss? I think they do. See, now that's the one that I'm not sure that I see like a connection there. I don't know. Plus, as far as the villain, she's not doing it in the villain category. I thought she was going to be a good villain. She has not pulled her weight in the villain category. So, well, the group date rose goes to Kelsey. And the reason why it went to Kelsey is because he says that she's been herself. And anytime there's a group date and Kelsey T is on the group date, she always ends up in the forefront of his mind. So that's why he gave it to her. So let's move forward. Final date card. That final date card, of course, we know what it is. It says, meet me on the water, Sydney and Maria. Oh, and let's bring up the dramatic Sydney, because Sydney feels like having to go on this date with Maria feels like she's being tortured. Listen, I'm going to tell you this much. I don't think that fits the international definition of torture. I myself, when I was in grade school, like elementary school and middle school, I was teased. I was teased a lot because I was fat. I've always been some form of fat, plump, fluffy, obese, fat. So I got bullied. I got teased a lot. And I was called a lot of things. I was called fat. I was called stupid, ugly, all kinds of things. And listen, never ever would I probably say that I feel like I'm being tortured. So I'm just saying, I think it's a little bit overboard. So the day of the date comes. Maria says she's just going to be focused. She's going to be focused on just being positive and being there for Joey and enjoying the day of Joey. And Maria seems to be focused on just Sydney seems to be focused on getting rid of Maria. It seems like the house is split between like Team Sydney and Team Maria. So the ladies, they meet up with Joey. Joey says, hop on this boat, this small boat. We're going to go to the Blue Grotto. Maria's really trying to enjoy it. She's looking around. She's like, this is beautiful. Talking about how we could just take a boat over to Sicily and just enjoying it. While Sydney's complaining about how she gets kind of claustrophobic when she's in small places. And it's kind of sucking the life out of the date. Maria's like, she's kind of like a vampire because she's sucking the fun out of this whole date. So they end up getting to another place or sitting on a beach, on a bench. Joey's like, listen, I brought the two of you here because I got to get to the bottom of this. So talks to Sydney first. And she says, it sucks that I have to talk about Maria. Does it though? Because that's all you've been talking about is Maria. So she says, listen, she attacked me first. Or after you left, actually what she says, after you left, after the pool party, she immediately attacked me. She told Leah to shut the fuck up. And she really did make it sound like Maria's walking around just attacking women. And she says, I'm doing this for you and for me. That's what she said to Joey. I'm doing this for you and for me. No. Because she was like, I want you to have someone who is here for you. She is not here for you. I'm doing this for you. No, you're not. You're doing this for yourself. When women get on these shows and they're like, I'm trying to get rid of her for you because I don't want to see you with anybody that's not right for you. Wrong. In my mind, 99% of the women are 2% are women who are like, nope, I want to get rid of them because I don't like them. They're competition. Get rid of them. That's my thinking. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. But then Maria and Joey talk. Maria says, I did not say that. Sydney's lying. And that's it. Buttercup, Sydney's lying. So, Sydney, they go back, they talk. Well, Maria and Sydney. And Sydney says, hey, listen, you haven't taken ownership of anything that you have done. And she's like, what did I do? I would take ownership, but I didn't do anything. And listen, Maria then says something that I thought myself too. Maria had said something like, well, if women felt like they were being attacked by me, why is nobody else saying anything to Joey? Nobody really has said anything to Joey. So after all of this, Joey's completely confused. He has no answers. He doesn't know who to believe. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. Here's what he should have done. He should have sent both of them home because I can't stand either one of them. He should have sent both of them home because as we see later on, it just causes more drama. He should have sent both of them home. Going into the dinner portion, the night portion, he says, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on based who I have a better connection with. So whoever I have a better connection with is going to stay. The other one is gone. There's one question. The question is, could you see a future with us? He asks Sydney first, and she says, yes. Me doing what I'm doing and me speaking up shows that I'm up for a fight. I'm gonna always be there to fight for my partner, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting for you. Okay. So then Maria, how about you? Maria says, yeah, at first, yes, I could. And I was like, oh, that's not starting it off great. And she said something like but now she has unanswered questions, like, but she feels like she could get there. But she also says that if she's not feeling it, she's going to tell him, and she would expect for her partner that if he's not feeling it with her, that he would tell her. But yeah, she can get there. Listen, I'm going to tell you, as soon as he said, I'm going to go with who I have a stronger connection with, immediately in my head, I was like, that's Maria. That's absolutely Maria. I honestly didn't see any kind of a spark with him and Sydney. I just didn't. To me, it seemed like they were more friendly. I didn't really see any kind of a spark between the two of them. So so Sydney goes home, and so whenever one of them goes home and the two bags are there packed for one of them ready to go, and the guy goes in, picks up Sydney's, and everybody gasps. Like, everybody was like shocked, with the exception of like Allison. Everybody was shocked. So let's move on to the next day. Okay. So Sydney's gone. There's going to be a cocktail party. We getting some side eye from Leia. Leia is emerging as someone who's stirring the pot. Joey and Jen have a real nice conversation. Seriously, when he took his shoes off, and she was like, "Are those your real feet?" And that was funny. I don't like feet. I wouldn't have looked at them. As gorgeous as Joey is, no thank you. Who was it? Medina had talked to him and had opened up and said that she's kind of vulnerable. She doesn't open up a lot because her parents had divorced. Her parents divorcing have really made her kind of not trust in love. So she opened up. He was happy that she said something. And Leah, now here's where the drama's coming in. Leia is kind of upset that nobody's really upset that Sydney's gone, because Maria's there, and Medina and the other ladies are just like, are buddying up to her and everything. Leia didn't like that. She's like, 1 minute Medina is Team Sydney and she's Sydney's best friend. The next minute she is buddying up to Medina like nothing happened. So Leia pulls Medina aside to talk, and she says to her, Sydney leaving is making things very real, and she's just frustrated in how Medina's handling Sydney being gone. And Medina, and listen, I do have to say, I really like Leia, but I can see where Medina's coming from too. Medina's like, yes, I'm very good friends with Sydney, but so because Sydney's gone, do I have to just be mean to someone? I mean, I'm trying to navigate this situation. This is a difficult situation to navigate. You're trying to fall in love with a guy, and everybody else is too. They're all dating the same guy. So I can understand that. Leia is like, says to her, well, listen, I guess I have a different set of morals. I can see where both of them are coming from. However, in this situation, maybe Leia is just stirring the pot a little too much. That's all I'm saying. Maria goes and talks to Medina. Maria says, I don't want to get involved, but if you don't want to get involved, then why are you over there? I'm just saying. I don't get that. I don't want to be involved. I don't want any drama. I want love and light. Let me go over here and get into this drama. But I mean, but I can understand where she's coming from too, though. I mean, because when she says, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, she is right. I mean, and who was it? I think it was, who was it that said, who was it that said, one of them had said, Leia had said that Medina's the reason why Sydney went home. Listen, Medina didn't have anything to do with that. Sydney is the reason why Sydney went home. The reason why Sydney went home was because there was a greater connection between Joey and Maria than there was with Joey and Sydney. That's the reason. She's the reason why she went home, because of lack of connection. Leia then talks to Joey, pulls Joey aside, and she says, listen, a lot of the women were shocked that Sydney was gone. She kind of hints at how Maria treats women. Meanwhile, on the other side, Maria's talking like, I can't take this. She's crying. She's like, I want to go home. I got to go home. I can't stay here. So tonight, it looks like we're going to find out what happens to Maria. Also, I wanted to do this as a little ending. I think this is terrible because I spent this video talking about how I'm really not a fan of Sydney's, but I had seen her on TikTok posting a video about how trolls have found her, I don't know, her TikTok or her, I don't know if it was her phone number or whatever, and are leaving just terrible, horrific messages about just belittling her and telling her to unalive herself. Listen, that's insane. This is a show. I don't understand how people can do that. This is a TV show. This is a human being. Don't do that. I know people that watch me would not do that. But listen, this is ridiculous. This is a TV show. This is a show. Don't ever do that. That's just terrible. I'm not a fan of hers. Same thing with, I'm not a fan of Maria's. I would never do that. That is so disgusting. What's wrong with people? No, that's just terrible. So with that being said, listen, this already went over 30 minutes. So in the comments, let me know what you thought of the episode. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to watch tonight's episode. I'm going to try and get tomorrow's video up a little sooner. And with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and understanding out there in the world. Take care of one another. Also, number 1, what is it? Please be aware of your surroundings. Number 2, please stay safe. I love you guys. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy pre-Valentine's Day. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.